Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. It's about darn time for another This Type of Challenge video. In today's This Type of Challenge video, we'll see how fast tons of teams in Genshin Impact are able to deal 5.2 million damage. These This Type of Challenge videos have really evolved over the years, with one of the earlier ones that I made way back on September 26, 2021 with the Kagumenki that just had 1.3 million hit points. Yeah, we've quadrupled that number to reach an eye-watering 5.2 million damage challenge in just 3 short years. And who is this godlike monster with such incredible durability? Is it a literal lightning god strong enough to casually carve out new national parks? Is it an all-devouring narwhal from another dimension capable of ending worlds? No, the monstrosity that dwarfs these godlike beings is far more sinister than that. It's a twerking capybara. This little monster is one of the most durable enemies without any funky shenanigans that we have seen in Genshin Impact. And what's even better is that he's permanent content, allowing us to actually use him as a friendly punching bag moving forward. Or perhaps we're the punching bags. I can't even begin to count how many times he's killed my characters at this point. Is this you while watching my videos? No, it's not, because that's me. Thanks to today's sponsor, Manta Sleep. Are you tired of waking up groggy and unrested? Well, the secret to better sleep is simple: complete darkness. That's why I use the Manta Sleep mask. Designed to block 100% of light so you can sleep better anytime, anywhere. Manta Sleep is more than just a sleep mask. It's personalized comfort with adjustable eye cups, so you can find the perfect fit that doesn't press on your eyes. I'm a side sleeper, and that's the first thing I noticed was how comfortable it was while laying on my side. Plus, the breathable materials keep you cool, so you can rest easy without waking up sweaty. Whether you need to recharge or block out distractions, this mask has got you covered. Just use coupon code IWINTOLOSE for a 10% discount, or gently press the link down below. Huge thanks to Manta Sleep for sponsoring today's video. We've got many guest speedrunners with us today, including DHCWSP, who is literally one of the best modern day Genshin Impact speedrunners, constantly setting world records and even beating the blisteringly fast CN times. And he's also widely known for playing on mobile. We also have Jensen von Jensen, who is an Alhaitham and Nilo enthusiast, who's always pumped out blazing fast green numbered based times. And we have a new guest, Kurawaran, who is, well, even according to him, he doesn't know what he's doing, but as far as I know, he's one of the few Constellation 6 Kanish speedrunners out there and a newcomer to this channel. And I really do appreciate the runs that he submitted. Be sure to check them all out and let them know that you appreciate their hard work. Now, we set a few rules for this challenge. Rule number 1, timing begins with the first meaningful action a character takes, which can include an attack, skill, or elemental burst. Rule number 2, HP manipulation is allowed. You can start the fight with however much HP you want. Rule number 3, pre-casting and other pre-fight buffs are not allowed. Rule number 4, no food, except for extremely underbuilt characters, but that actually ended up not really applying to any of these runs. Rule number 5, unfortunately that annoying pointless buffing arrow is allowed because there's not much we can do about it. We'll be ranking clear times as follows, with SS clear time being under 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds for an S rank, 15 to 20 seconds gets an A rank, and 20 seconds plus gets a, well, participation trophy. Now, as always, it's the most important part of the video, the disclaimers. All the times in this video can be improved. We do each of these runs a finite number of times to the best of our abilities and problem solving. There will always be ways to save time, but we had to stop grinding at some point. I advise for you to not come to any premature conclusions if you do not sit through these disclaimers and if you do not reach the end of the video. In fact, even after these disclaimers and the entire video, this video is not an accurate representation of these characters' power levels at all levels of investment and play. This is simply an anecdotal comparison between these characters at our levels of investment, problem solving, and skill. Because their characters are all at Constellation Stage 5 and 5, this is not an accurate reflection of the power levels at lower constellations. Just because character A is better than character B in a specific scenario does not mean the character A is better than character B. Please take everything with a giant grain of salt. We're going to start with what I would describe as the new baseline for modern DPS, Neuvillette. what better way to kick things off than with one of the most broken and, well, I guess recently buffed characters in Genshin Impact history, Neuvillette. Now I know some people will protest that Furina did indeed do a bit of damage, but hey, she's part of his team too. Anyway, the capybara has significant increased resistance for the first few seconds of the fight, hence why many of these runs will wait a couple of seconds before acting. We've got our baseline for Neuvillette, who cleared this with a solid 13.1 second clear time and a respectable S rank. This is actually quite good in my opinion for a massive radial AoE damage focused character. Now what's the order for this video? I don't know, but next is DHCWSP's Ayayayayaka. And you'll see a lot of runs from DHCWSP. He's been an absolute monster when it comes to speedrunning lately, and was able to bring out the most out of Ayaka. This little demonic capybara has many unique properties, with one of them being that you can actually freeze it, thus allowing for Ayaka to actually be at full power. For such an old DPS character, being able to clear this in an A rank worthy 16-ish seconds is still a very impressive feat. And no, I'm not talking about Ayaka's sopping wet feat. And after that, let's continue the cryo trend with DHCWSP's Risley. With a few puncheroos, DHCWSP's Risley is able to cleanly complete this, and with a bit of better gear according to him, this would take him a few less punches as well. And that's the thing with these runs, they can all be improved, but should hopefully serve as an interesting and entertaining video nonetheless. Risley punched away our capybara friend in just 14.28 seconds with his solid S rank clear time. Then we have our first Dendro representation, Jensen von Jensen's Alhaitham. With a flurry of the usual green ka-chinging, Alhaitham was able to single cycle our poor capybara friend, proving to us that the academia still has what it takes to hang in there, with a respectable 18.65 second A rank clear time. It's also cool to note that this is the only team that Fischl appears in. Now we've reached the almighty Raiden Shogun herself. This was a really comical run, because the capybara is launchable and all the attacks from Furina, Kazuha, and Raiden juggle it, well, it ends up suffering from significant fall damage. As we can see, it took a massive fall of 1.27 million damage during Raiden's burst animation, which actually put it in the HP threshold range for this team to comfortably single cycle it. Now this perhaps isn't the most honorable of runs, but it's still a valid run nonetheless, with a humorous 19.22 second clear time, which is an A rank clear time for Raiden. DHCWSP's Wander is up next. Like mother, like son, Wander's clear time was remarkably close to Raiden, and DHCWSP managed to do this without abusing any fall damage. A clean A rank clear time for everyone's favorite hat. Up next we have DHCWSP's Tignari. Sumeru-era Dendro teams are still able to put out the paint, but it definitely looked like noticeably more effort than some of the other teams. Fortunately, Tignari was still able to single cycle our capybara friend before it started its twerking dance of doom. earning Tignari a 21.78 second clear time and a participation trophy. Let's take a look at a much more recent character, DHCWSP's Arlecchino. Unsurprisingly, unless you've been living under a rock, Arlecchino can do some absolutely insane melt damage. Now there's a surprisingly very high amount of RNG based on how many of Ayaka's swirlies hit, along with many other things, but with the right RNG, Arlecchino did 3 melts to effortlessly take out our capybara friend in a blistering 8.87 seconds. The first SS rank clear time thus far. And up next is a literal coffin saleswoman, Hu Tao. Hu Tao was really difficult to do due to many factors, not limited to but including HP and energy management issues for every fight, along with a 60-second cooldown on her Constellation 6. As such, I feel like Hu Tao has much more room than most on this list for improvement. Thanks to Freeze though, we are able to somewhat keep our capybara friend from flying all over the place long enough for Hu Tao to get a few hits off and finish it off in 12.67 seconds, a clean S-rank clear time with perhaps the most room for improvement. And who better to go next than Jensen von Jensen's Nilo Bloom team.
Let the world collide! Things are about to get dicey. The Temple of Wisdom! Busted! Quietly now.
Yeah, somehow Nilo's dance was able to take out our capybara friend right when he started his own dance, truly showing us that even an extremely AoE focused team is still able to somehow deal 5.2 million single target damage in 26 seconds. Let's give Jensen von Jensen's Nilo a round of applause. Speaking of applause, our next performance is none other than DHCWSP's Furina.
Strike a pose! Time to shine! Make way for... Let it rain!
Plunge Furina has some of the highest damage per rotation in the entire game. However, for such a short 5.2 million hit point fight, Furina was only able to output 2 plunges before our capybara met its unfortunate demise in an S-rank worthy 11.17 second clear time. Also, give this video a thumbs up for the use of Amber. I always love seeing less popular characters have uniquely useful niches. And we have yet another run by DHCWSP's Chiori.
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in some... Things are about to get dicey. Let's go, Tomato! Quietly now. Busted!
It appears that Double Hydro Chiori is actually one of the stronger teams around these days thanks to Xilonen. Xilonen is able to catapult the damage of all 3 of the characters on this team. This Double Hydro Geo team turned our capybara into a new S-rank fashionable article of clothing in a very competitive 12.62 seconds. Now it is worth mentioning that Chiori does get 20% attack and 20% defense thanks to that annoying buffing arrow thing, but also DHCWSP isn't using a 4 set piece bonus here, but still her clear time will still be pretty darn close to this regardless. And to continue DHCWSP's Fontanian rampage, we have Chlorond.
Strike a pose! Time to shine!
Chlorond is an absolute beast at C6R5 and really demonstrates the power of Fontaine, especially compared to older characters. Yet another S-rank clear time of 13.13 seconds. That can largely be attributed to how great of a speedrunner DHCWSP is as well. Alright, we've got to break up DHCWSP's dominance in my own video with one of my runs, a main DPS Xilonen run. While certainly not one of the fastest clear times around, this is still a hilariously viable clear time of 20.17 seconds for Plunge Xilonen. This is good enough, in my opinion, but it's also good enough to earn her a participation trophy. And next we have our newcomer, Kurawaran's Navia. With a couple casual 1.53 million damage umbrella shotgun blasts, Navia put down our poor little capybara friend in a very reasonable 17.98 seconds. A very impressive clear time and run by Kurawaran. And to continue with Kurawaran's runs, up next we have Xilonen. Yeah, Hydro is just in an incredible spot right now thanks to Xilonen's release, to the point where, well, even Xilonen is able to single cycle the capybara with an A rank clear time of 17.73 seconds. What has Teyvat become? And our last run by Kurawaran is Kanish. C6R5 Kanish is able to output some giant Mega Busters, dealing substantial damage, clearing this with another A rank clear time of 18.82 seconds. And our last run is none other than the newest queen on the block, DHCWSP's Molani. Yeah, if you've been following speedrunning at all, you won't be surprised by this in the slightest. You know that Molani is an absolute monster, clean sweeping the competition with her SS rank clear time in just 2 chomps in 6.8 seconds. But what's this? There's one more surprise contestant. It's Jean with no artifacts and a level 1 weapon. Yeah, fall damage is absolutely comical against any enemy that can be affected by it. I also couldn't get fall damage to trigger in rapid succession, so I had to pace out the instances of fall damage. If anyone knows the exact mechanics behind this, like some kind of internal fall damage ICD, let me know. But I was observing around 4 seconds cooldown for fall damage with Jean. Anyway, our capybara truly had a fall from grace. So yeah, here are the final results. Always remember the disclaimers from earlier in that all these runs can be improved, some more than others. There are a few bonus runs playing in the background while I yap. Anyway, as we can see, it's a complete domination by Furina and Xilonen, as these two characters are found in 17 and 15 runs respectively out of the 21 teams as of writing the script, although I may have added a couple more teams by the time I've gotten to this point in editing the video. So just look at the screen for more info. Surprisingly, Xilonen's introduction into whale teams has most affected Kazuha, who would normally have been used in most of these teams in her stead, with his usage going down to just 4 out of all of these teams. Yelan and Nahida were the next most represented, being used on 4 of these teams. And of course, this data is far from a reasonable indicator of actual power level, and it's more for entertainment purposes only. Still though, Constellation 2 Xilonen's release makes Furina even more godly, thanks to Furina being able to utilize most if not all of her buffs, unlike Kazuha, who provides elemental mastery and attack percent instead. Anyway, huge thanks to our guest speedrunners today, DHCWSP, Jensen Von Jensen, and Kurawaran. Please support them by subscribing to their channels and leaving a comment letting them know that you enjoyed their runs. And I know, unfortunately, we didn't get to every single character that I would like Ganyu, Ino, and many others in Xiao, but alas, I only had so much time to make this video. Also, don't forget to check out today's sponsor, Man to Sleep, down in the description below, as they make these types of videos possible. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.
Busted. 世界を熱狂の渦に。覚えたわよ。私のお家にいらし。
勝利をしてやる。お前の罪を償うがいい。たやたはっよはっ審判の時だ。Mind the deluge.
Game's up. Time's over.